So this is the L3t. This is one of the members of the new stage source line of speakers, and it is an intelligent network self-powered speaker that's also smart enough to be a small self-contained PA in one enclosure. Look at the side here, you can see it has a full-featured 2-channel digital mixing console mixed right into the side. So you'll see there's a little feedback suppressor enabler there, and basically if you turn that on, it turns on a system that will remove up to 12 frequencies. So it will scan the entire audio band and remove up to 12 frequencies for you automatically without you having to know anything about it. And it has 3 modes. On the extreme side, it's very, very picky about what it pulls out. On the other side, it's kind of lax to let things be a little bit more natural and organic. And above that, you have something that's kind of interesting. Basically, acoustic guitar players traditionally have piezoelectric pickups in their guitars. The problem is that kind of technology takes none of the sound of the body of the guitar into effect. So this guy actually has Variac's acoustic modeling built into the speaker. So if you plug in a piezoelectric pickup and you turn that on, you can dial in the actual size of the body resonance that might be apropos for your application, if that makes sense. So if we go from the top down this time, you've got the line inputs. You'll notice you actually have a stereo pair of coax here. So you can play over tracks, you've got an MP3 input, you can use line inputs from something like a keyboard or a drum machine or something like that. So for a self-contained performer, it makes a lot of sense. As well, you have the mix outs, the main outs, you get the master knob. But right here is where a lot of the real interesting stuff happens. So we're calling these things smart speaker modes. And basically it allows the speaker to reconfigure itself on the fly to better suit your current need. So it basically defaults to PA mode, which we'll be using all day. However, if you were playing a DJ gig where you were only using pre-recorded tracks and you wanted things to be a little bit more exciting, with maybe some extended low-end response and some extended high-end response, you can turn it into DJ mode. If you've got a Pod HD unit and you would like an amplifier and a 212 cabinet, sorry, you can do that. If you guys think about your iPhones and your iPads, when you turn them on your side, you know that the image switches from portrait to landscape, right? It's because those devices have an accelerometer built into them, and they know when they're oriented sideways or straight up. So does this guy. So when you turn this guy on its side, it automatically configures itself as a floor wedge. It changes the way that it fires the audio up at the performer. If you use it in basically in the guitar mode, it'll do a virtual tilt back, where it will sort of pretend that it's actually a tilted amplifier pointing more at the head of the performer. So it makes a huge difference in how it behaves. And beneath that, you have the JAX4 L6 link, which is our proprietary networking protocol for networking devices together. And it's an aware network, meaning that other Line 6 enabled devices, when they're plugged in together, know that. And in some ways, they actually change their behavior to work better with the new device you've plugged it in. Also introducing the M20d digital touchscreen mixer. So it is a 20-channel, 20-input mixer with auto-sensing hardware jacks, auto-trimming mic preamps. It has basically a large 7-inch touchscreen in the middle of the console that has a very new idea about how people should interact with a mixing console. It has a ton of DSP in the box to allow it to apply channel processing to every channel available. And that includes all sorts of crazy stuff, including bass enhancers and dynamic EQs and all sorts of stuff. It also has the ability to be controlled by an iPad, which I will show you in a while, and it has the ability to work as a recorder. So you can plug in a USB 2.0 hard drive to this and record all of the tracks, all the inputs that are currently coming into the mixer, and those inputs, when you push play, will actually come back at the same place in the mixing architecture. So this is the mixer. It's a virtual stage. It's laid out much the same way that a stage would be, and you can see that because these guys are connected over Line 6 link, the mixer already knows that there's 2 floor wedges, right? And so if I just sort of plug in something here, you can see that now it's made 1 mic channel. Set up this little section along the bottom that has pictures of musicians on it, or pictures of instruments. Each one of these represents a preset, basically. So when you pick one of these actual pictures, it changes the processing that happens in the mixer. You'll notice that on the channel strip, when you push it, you'll see that this XY panel is populated with words you might recognize. Bright, dark, deep, body, things like that. The idea is that you move your finger along the panel towards a word that you recognize, and you stop when it sounds kind of like you'd like it to sound. Now you can see that you have full view of all of the parameters that you're currently controlling underneath the hood of those easy panels, basically. So you get a real-time analyzer right behind there, as you can see.
And on the top, you're looking at basically the channel strip. And you've got your high-pass filter, dynamic EQ, compressor, EQ. There's enough processing in there to keep even a really, die-hard tech head pretty happy.